Okay, welcome to week number 2 of 2022. My name is Michael Dempster. Welcome to the EnduroMike YouTube channel or enduromike.co.uk if you're looking at that. So 2 weeks down, 2 weeks green. We'll forget that redness up there, yeah? So this was last week, this is this week, 2 weeks of green sessions. Well, 2 weeks in one day if we take today into account. Alright, but what actually happened? So as I said last week, this is more a case of accountability for me than anything else. I hope you kind of enjoy it. Hopefully it's not too boring. If nobody watches this video, it's not the end of the world. It's just me keeping myself true. So, let's start off with some stats, I suppose. So what are the stats for last week? VO2 max 54 overall. I think that's a drop of a point, not that that's a huge deal. VO2 max on the bike still sitting at 56. Blood pressure 119 over 53. And I know that and I don't know why I haven't put it on here. I should have done. It's actually on the blog post. My weight was something like 81.6 or 82.6. Hang on, let me consult my Garmin. 81.7, that's a Garmin Connect, always good. 81.7, which is a nice drop from last week, which was 82.2. So we're going the right direction. So that's that out of the way. In terms of overall stress, etc., planned 726 for TSS. If you are wondering what TSS or training stress score or any of that other stuff means, I did a video about that, and the link to it will be somewhere around here. If you want to watch that, might be of interest to you. There's lots of jargony stuff that comes around the world of triathlon and cycling and running. So I tried to kind of break that down a little bit. I think the video was about 20-25 minutes. Anyway, so planned 726, actually did 783. In terms of timings, 11 hours 22 minutes of training were planned for the week, and 11.06 actually occurred. As I said last week, if you watched the video about last week's training, the reason why those never tally up is because for some reason, whenever I do my critical swim speed tests, I always end up with a critical swim speed that seems too slow. So my swim sessions are always shorter in duration than they should be, but higher in training stress score than they should be. And I think some critical people may turn around and say that that's because I don't have the discipline to stick to zone 2 training in the pool, and I probably wouldn't disagree with them if I'm honest. Alright, so let's pick out some sessions to look at. Monday, relatively straightforward and easy. Bit of a cruise interval. I love a nice straightforward session like that. So if we have a look at my lack of discipline in swimming, you'll see that I had planned to be at 150 per 100 meters pace and did it at 135. So there we go. We've lost sort of 2 minutes there and gained 10 TSS points. Oops. Anyway. So dead easy, 250. It actually ends up being 260 because I swim in a 20 meter pool as we discussed last week. So 260 meter warm up and then 10 times 100s and then a 260 cool down. Lovely. Easy. Like it. Nice and strong, and then just a nice bit of foundation, 45 minute spin on the bike. Nothing to write home about there. Zone 2 work, keeping it in the zone. I am pretty solid on my bike stuff, so planned 41 TSS, achieved 42. That's what I was meant to be doing. So 5 minutes at, I think that normally ends up at about 180 watts in the world of Zwift. And then 35 minutes at about 240, and then another 180 block there. Nice, easy, gentle start to the week. I think most people who I've certainly seen do these videos, they always have a nice easy Monday. I kind of like that myself, largely because we come off the back of usually a heavy weekend of training, so it's quite nice just to ease into the week. Tuesday, cruise interval run. Tuesday, a nice just single session day. It's not many of them at the moment. So cruise intervals running. I think it was 8 minute. Was it 8 minute blocks? 5 minute blocks with 3 minute recoveries. So looking at working efforts at 3:45 to 4:02 per kilometre. So pretty quick shifting. And then just zone 1 recoveries. Got through that nicely. Sort of again I'm going to let you in on a secret here. Whenever I train, I'm a slave to my Garmin and I'm a slave to Zwift. So if whatever it tells me to do, I will do. Swimming is where I go off a little bit because I have to use my own brain in order to keep myself under control. So it doesn't usually work that well. So what other sort of pinpoint sessions have we got? Wednesday, nothing really to talk about there other than a bunch of short intervals in the swimming, which I kind of enjoy because they're flat out, but I also struggle to see the point of them, especially in a 20 meter pool. So that's like 13 times one length with 10 minute recoveries. 10 minute recoveries? 10-second recoveries. Anyway, it's alright. Moving further into the week, again, this week kind of on paper looks relative. I don't want to say it looks relatively easy because I think that might be underselling it a bit. There's quite a lot of duration in there. There's just not much intensity. So recovery run for an hour, really nice run. Just go out, hit zone 2, get the feet moving. It's nice not to have to worry about intensity and just go out and trot. And then we had the longest swim, and I've said this in a few different times, and I feel like I repeat myself a lot. Longest swim since last September, and my long swims in September were all open water. So this one was 300 warm up, 300 cool down, then a 1650 meter block in the middle. Actually quite pleased I managed to hold like 133, I think, 135 per 100 in that. So my swimming's actually not in a bad place at the moment. One of my goals was to swim it's a pretty solid goal of swimming 55 minutes for a 3.8k Ironman swim. So I need to get this down, but it's not in a bad place to start from at the moment, which is nice. Friday, is there anything to talk about on Friday? Not really much to talk about on Friday. Got to use my watt bike on Friday, which is nice. So all of these sessions, all these bike sessions were done on the turbo trainer. I think I discussed it in last week's roundup, how I really dislike the turbo trainer. I've always disliked the turbo trainer. If you like the turbo trainer, I think you're a bit strange. You can argue with me in the comments down below, feel free. Which is why I bought a watt bike Atom to do my indoor training on, because it's just a lot nicer. There's no messing around with it. It's there, get on it, it works, job done. Until it doesn't work, and then it's a pain. The turbo trainers just annoy me. You know, you got to set it up, you got to put your bike on it, and all that other crap. So I don't really like using them, but I know that I need to do a lot of time on my TT bike this year. And my big race, I suppose, Ironman Lanzarote, is in May, which means that there's not a lot of leeway for getting out on the roads that much beforehand. So turbo trainer it is. So TT bike on the turbo trainer was this one, and then I got out on the road for this, but we'll talk about that in a second. So this one was done on the watt bike, so I kind of looked forward to that all week because I like using my watt bike. No other reason really. Then the weekend's training, we had a fairly straightforward zone 2 run on Saturday. Just over a half marathon, 1 hour 42, so literally bang in the middle of zone 2, cruising. And then on the bike yesterday, nice to get out on the bike, but I think yesterday was when I became a triathlete officially, because it's the middle of January. The roads were pretty messy and horrible, and there was me out smashing around the lanes on my TT bike with a tri-spoke and a disc wheel. So I was getting some funny looks doing that. And the other thing I realised is that there's a big difference between my road helmet and my time trial helmet. Now, I am not about to start riding around in January and February wearing a time trial helmet as well as riding a TT bike. I've not gone that far yet. I say yet, I don't think I will. But I can't actually see very much whenever I'm down in the time trial position with my road bike helmet on. It obviously sits down a little bit further, like the peak of this cap. So I end up only being able to see when I'm actually in proper position, like a few feet up the road, which probably isn't the safest thing in the world, if I'm honest. Maybe need to find a workaround for that. And that's that. So, general feeling, bit of a weird one. Last Sunday, as in not yesterday, the week before, so here, the Sunday night I felt tired, like really tired. And I kind of went to bed thinking, next week's my first proper week of training this year. Last week was a recovery week, if you remember. And now I was kind of like, I don't really know how I'm going to do this because I'm already shattered now. But I woke up Monday and this week's felt good. Sunday night, so yesterday, I went to bed and I felt really good. I was like, yeah, I've got lots of energy. And I was kind of thinking to myself, you know, maybe I've got over Christmas now. Woke up this morning and I was absolutely drained. So, but I've come around during the day. Don't know, weird feelings. Anyway, what's on this week? Another big week, although it doesn't look it. It's just all kind of crammed in. So I've already done an easy day-to-day recovery run, a tempo swim, and then I've got double days the whole way through. Racing with four performance guys on Saturday at the Olympic Park, so that's going to be good fun. So I've switched a couple of sessions around just to enable myself to do that. This year I want to say yes to as many things as possible, so that was one of the things that I've said yes to. And then big bike ride on Sunday. So this week looks kind of fun. And that's about it, really. Hopefully this hasn't bored you too much. If you're still here, then props to you. Congratulations. If you did like it, if you enjoy boring Northern Irish people talking in a monotone voice about their training, then please feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment, do whatever you wish. And if you want to read what I've written about this week's training, because this wasn't enough for you, there's a link to my website in the comments down below. It's enduromike.co.uk. Alright, thank you for joining me. I will see you hopefully, I'm not putting any pressure on it, next week for more of the same. See you later.